Hey everybody, welcome back to GallupBuilt. Thank you for stopping by and checking out this video. In this video, I'm going to be working on a 1995 TJ Wrangler. There was a tapping noise and I had to figure out where it was coming from. So I ended up pulling ahead, finding something in the number one piston chamber. I also got a little bit of work done on the Gold 66. So thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this video. I hope you enjoy it. I made it here to the shop. I was going to work on the Mustang today because I've got the AC taken apart right there, but I'm going to work on this one today. I'm going to see what is going on with it. It's the one I changed the fuel pump in like a week or two ago. It was running when I test drove it, and it was running when it was taken from here, but a week later or something, the spark plugs were changed in it, and immediately after that, there was a tapping noise. So it was picked up with the trailer, brought here. Now it is here on the lift. I'm going to take the valve cover off and I'm going to take the oil pan off. I'm going to start with the valve cover. Looks like the oil has been drained, and I'm going to pull the valve cover, make sure the valve train is okay, and then I'm going to pull the oil pan. Somewhere we're going to find the source of this noise. All right, let's see here. I will start by getting some of these hoses out of the way, maybe the throttle cables, and then I'm going to pull some bolts off and check that out. Got the valve cover off, and all of these are still pretty tight, so nothing is loose and nothing is broken. Push rods are good, none of the valves have dropped, and all of the rockers are good. So I'm going to pull the plugs, and then I'm going to get it up, and then I'm going to pull the oil pan. It doesn't look like anything is contacting these spark plugs, so these aren't sitting too deep. One by one, we're going to eliminate the things that could be wrong with this. All right. I'll pull this pan, and then we'll see what this knocking noise is all about. I don't see anywhere that the crank pulley would be hitting anything. Let me drain this oil. I've got the oil pan off, and just looking at this, I can't see anything that would be contacting any other piece of metal that's making that crazy, crazy noise. But I'm going to rotate it right now and see what I figure out. I checked everything that could have been contacting something here in the flex plate area. I checked in the valve train area, and I kind of visually inspected down here. So I'm going to rotate this up and see what we find. Okay, so something is definitely up with this. I was rotating it, and I've reached a point where it no longer rotates past this spot now. I pulled off the oil pump just to make sure it wasn't anything binding up in there, and that seems to be all right. So all these move like this, and I moved this end one and this end one before I rotated it. So I rotated the engine now to where it stops and it won't move anymore. And this has no play in it at all. It was moving like this one when it was on the bottom. So I'm gonna guess something fell into that number one piston chamber, or a valve is dropped and I wasn't even able to see it when I had it open on top. So I'm gonna drop this down and I'm gonna stick that scope in the spark plug hole in that number one and see what we find. All right, guys. So I can't really tell exactly what it is, but I've definitely got a foreign object in between the piston head and the cylinder head. In the camera, I can see a little clearer, but I can see a mark there, definitely an imprint from whatever fell in. And then there's another mark right there, and whatever fell in is still sitting. It's actually pressed into that piston head. So I got to pull the head on this thing. Before I get to the next step, I had to get something to eat. So Mama Bear showed up when he took off, cruised with her for a bit, got something to munch, came back, and the owner of the Jeep was here. I explained to him what is going on with it. We went through a few different scenarios of what could be in there. I don't know what's in there, but I'm going to find out. So right now, I'm going to remove the fuel rail. I'm going to remove the power steering pump. I'm going to remove the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold, and then I'm going to remove the head. Hopefully this is something that fell in there. and the compression is good and the rings are okay. We'll see. Okay, got the intake manifold out. Now let me get this exhaust manifold away from the head. Oh shoot, is there a scratch somewhere?
No.
You got it, it's jammed in there.
What
it's
is
a
that?
tab. What is this? It looks like a ring, but it's not.
It's not.
What is it's a stamp tab from the factory for something.
I bet you right off the side of this thing somewhere.
Well, if it was on there, let's see. It would be right here somewhere. Got broke off. Because number one, it would have been whatever came off of this AC compressor right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there it is. We found exactly what it's to. It is.
Right
it's.
there. Good morning, everybody. I'm here at the shop now, and today I'm going to be back on this Jeep. So, looks like there's a stack of parts here. Let's get through them. Looks like we have an oil filter, maybe a distributor cap, ignition rotor, looks like. And then, oh, nice. Gloves. Air filter. I'm guessing this is the head gasket. Need a set of head bolts though. Uh-oh. Yeah, I need a set of head bolts for this thing. As soon as I turn my music on, I'm gonna start with cleaning the surface of the head and the block. I've got the surface of the block cleaned, and I've got the surface of the head cleaned as well. All right, so here's the van that I was working on. A couple of weeks ago, I did the new 6-pin O2 sensor, which we had to special order, and then I did the plugs, oil change. It's got a new windshield. I gotta clean this out real quick. I'm gonna vacuum it all out and put the seats back up, and put the jack away, just kind of put everything away. Right now I'm gonna charge the battery. All right, I picked up the gasket set, and this one comes with the head gasket, the intake and exhaust gasket, which is the same thing. A valve cover gasket, which there's one right there, so we won't use this one. I'll reseal that one. And the water net gasket and throttle body gasket, EGR valves, some O-rings. All right, time to put this back together. So I've been working on a few things. I was working on the head gasket. That one, the right part's going to come in on Monday. And I was working on one of the vans that showed up as well. That one I've got the problem fixed. It's running outside for a bit, so I can make sure the check engine light doesn't come back on. Right now, I'm going to get to this one. It is almost time to roll out, so I got a few more minutes before I'm off the clock. And I'm going to clean this one up a little bit. So this is the van that I got from my mom. And this should be able to fit all of her and the grandkids. So I'm going to clean the inside out real quick, give it a quick wipe down, and I'm going to probably go wash it real fast and then take it out to her. Yeah, this should definitely be enough room for the crew, for all my nieces and my nephews. Awesome, guys. So I got this all ready to go, and I've got it all cleaned out. I'm taking off from the shop now. I'm gonna go drive this out to my mom's house and give this van to her. So that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna enjoy it quite a bit. I'm out here at my mom's house. Brought the van out, and I think my mom likes it. I didn't get any video when I was showing it to her. I was walking around the whole van showing her everything. Whatever this is, looks like this is gonna be a nice project. Is that a coyote? That's a coyote. So I made it to the shop. My back's a little tired, and I'm told this is really the only thing I gotta do this week, but I just gotta get to the morning. I'll be all right. I'm gonna put the new head gasket on this Jeep, put the head back on, put the intake and all the stuff back on, and then this one will be done. And then I have this AC over here still. So this I have to clean. I want to clean in between all of these fins here. I want to clean that up, degrease everything. I definitely have to clean all of this, degrease this. And then this one, I'm going to see if the paint will fix. If it doesn't fix, it looks like that's going to be a problem. I might just tape this off and repaint this whole thing again, run some adhesion promoter on there, and I'm going to see if we can save this chrome, as much of it as we can. And then these are going to be new. They're on the way. I got to test this motor and make sure this is still good and put it back together. And then that's going to go back in here. Since the carpet is in, and I don't really need to take anything else out up there. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to put all of the AC stuff back in there. This is all going back together really nice. We just have one problem with that window. So now that panel has to, well, actually the seat's got to come back out, and then that panel's got to come back off. And then we got to fix the bracket in there. But it's looking pretty good. We've got a few things to do. I got to start with this one. Actually, first, I got to start with my music.
Oh yeah, okay. This looks like the right one now.
Yep, that's the correct one. Now I got to torque this down.
Damage.
Oh, cool. Everything is still there that we would need.
Everything's fine.
I could definitely see that why it was totaled. Oh, that's crazy.
So it runs and drives.
That's freaking
It's in
awesome.
limp mode because the airbag's deployed,
Yeah.
and so
This thing is so new, this little plastic sticker is not even off the chrome in the engine. Making some progress. I've got the intake manifold back on, I've got the exhaust manifold back on, the fuel rails hooked up, I'm getting the power steering pump and brackets back on right now. And then I will move to the whole top end on here, meaning I gotta put the push rods back in, the rockers, the valve cover gasket, the valve covers, hook all the wiring back up, and then run the intake and everything back on here, and then I got to get it on the lift and get to the oil pan. This is all that needs to go back on there. AC compressor, some vacuum lines. We're putting a new cap and rotor on it. The intake goes back on, the intake box, and the oil pan. Oh, and the valve cover. Wrong one again. All right, before this oil pan goes back on, I'm gonna put this oil pump back in right now. I've got this ECM. It's got to go in this Caravan. So I'm under here. It's right here. Loosen these little red locks so I can take these clips off. I changed the ECU on that Caravan outside. And the hardest part about it was finding the tool I had in my hand like 5 minutes ago. So I lost the 8, and we spent more time looking for that 8 than I did changing the ECU. This van has a leak right in the firewall area. So it would be leaking like right around that area. So looks like it's gonna be the heater core. All right, everybody, I've made it to the shop. Before I left yesterday, I checked out this van right here, and this is the one that had the ECU that we changed out, and it was leaking transmission fluid down all along the ECU and underneath the van. So this is where we suspect it was leaking from. It's not leaking up here where it connects into the transmission. It's actually leaking right here where the metal is crimped over the rubber. So new set, this is gonna go in right now. Then I've got another van outside I gotta get on the lift. That one's got a leaking heater core. This one is not the heater core. So I'm gonna get on that. And then there's another van coming in right now that won't move in drive. So I'm gonna guess that it's probably no transmission fluid. And I'll probably have to locate a leak and fix the leak. So I got a few rides to work on today.
All right. So these are the lines that are leaking right here. And it definitely doesn't look like they're leaking from the connection to the cooler. I think the only problem is going to be getting to them. They're tucked pretty far underneath. There they are right there. I'll probably just remove this little top piece here to the radiator support. Probably have to take this off, remove these grill supports, and take these bolts off. I'll have access to it since they're literally like right down in there. They connect to here. This is the transmission cooler. I've got all the necessary screws out to take this out. There were a lot more than I thought, but I also had to unhook the hood cable. Now I have access to these. These two lines right here are what I'm going to disconnect, and then I will disconnect them from the transmission. They're right there. And what we'll do with these is we'll pull these little covers off first. Usually they aren't that hard. Once I get this cover off, there's a little tiny clip in there. I would say it's right there, but it looks like a bunch of lines. So here's the fitting. This is also the fitting, and then this right here is the fitting. This shiny little piece right here, it's kind of hard to see in the camera. That is the little clip. I have to pull one of those out of this one and that one. Nice. I didn't drop it. Put that in the magnetic tray. Now I gotta get that bottom one off. I moved the engine cover so I have better access to these. And I removed the little plastic covers that cover each of these clips. Okay, so I positioned the two newer ones nearby to where they were going in. So as soon as I pulled the old ones out, of course I put a rag right here for any mess that was going to be made. There was minimal spillage, and I moved these two out of the way. So these two are out of the way, they're not leaking. Now I've got them run to there. I'm going to pull them out one by one and swap those out too. Then I'll put the clips back on it. Cool, got the new lines on there. I got the little covers for the clips on there as well. Same with this up here. Now I got to put the top of the radiator support back on and the hood latch. And then the engine cover, and it's good. It is all put back together. The new lines are in. They look pretty good. This van is ready to go back. Now I've got a different van in here. Same engine, different problem. This one, the problem is going to lie back here, kind of down there. These two metal lines right here, they're leaking down there somewhere. Those two metal lines are here, and they go to the heater core. This thing's overheating, and it's losing fluid, so they brought it to the shop. And we ran it for a bit, and it started leaking right in this area. Let me check this out. I can see where it's leaking, but I don't know where it's leaking from. You can definitely see it all over this engine mount right here. Third one of the day. This one was reading way down here at like 15 to 20. According to this, 20 is right here. So we should be between 40 and 50. And it's millimeters, so we're quite a bit low.
I have made it to the shop, and I think we're putting a windshield in this Jeep today. Looks like the seam was already cut, so I'm going to remove this windshield and get it ready for the new one. Here's the new van. Pretty smooth. Nice. Apparently, he bought it pretty cheap
because this Braun lift is not working. I'm pretty sure whatever the problem is, it won't even be that much to fix it. This looked like it was let down uneven for sure, and that's why that thing popped off of there. All right, well, see if it works. Just probably weave it through there, yeah.
Oh, I'm out of juice.
Okay. Go ahead.
We have to put the
Yeah.
fluid in it.
And I'll bet that's one of the things that they were messing with too, trying to figure it out, the fluid. This thing has almost 4,000 miles on it. Man, I put more than 4,000 miles on a truck in a month, bro. This is brand new. Man, this whole engine looks like there's only 4,000 miles on it.
All right, everybody, that is going to be it for this video. I want to thank you guys once again for stopping by, checking it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day. Y'all be safe, whatever you're working on. Later.